So, if you haven't noticed, I may have made a small habit out of very stupid eBay purchases over the last little bit. I know, shocking, that's a proper revelation. But I've actually got something really cool that I want to show today. For the low sum of, I shit you not, €10 with another €10 shipping, I have acquired this Surface Pro 3. And it is possibly the coolest purchase I've ever made for this little money. Like, this thing is nuts, I'm in love with it, and I want to share why. So this cost me a tenner. And obviously for a tenner, you don't expect anything. I was surprised that it turned on. But it did, it turned on, it booted, and you can see, oh shit, that's where the working kickstand. If I press the power, it works! This is a fully functional computer. Except the touch doesn't work. It has no touchscreen, which for a Surface is kind of a bad time, but we'll get to that. Just for the meantime, for while I'm demonstrating, I can plug in just a mouse. Here's the most bog standard Dell Office mouse you've ever seen in your life. The screen looks so borked, yeah, it's pretty schnasty. If I have the touchscreen enabled, it does ghost touch all the time, but I just disabled it in Windows and now it's fine. The actual damage is mostly relegated to the outside portion of the screen and not the actual bit that you're viewing, so it doesn't really make a difference. Physically, except the screen, if you ignore the screen, right, it is in immaculate shape. It is barely scratched. There's like one major dent in one corner. Well, there you go. There's like one major dent in one corner, and the rest is just like genuinely in immaculate shape. Except the screen. So the screen is broken. Use it as your main Windows PC? No. But I am almost definitely going to end up using this as a laptop. So it's a 4th gen Core i7. So it's already the upgraded model. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, a 256 gig SSD, so these are all upgrades from the base model. From what I can tell, it's just never been used. So the first thing I do, obviously, is I check the drive, right? Because, hard drive read and write is pretty big. And this thing has been turned on under 200 times. This thing has been turned on under 200 times. It's been on in total for less than 30 days. Yeah, it wasn't even just sleeping. That's what I was thinking, right? The drive hasn't been touched, but the drive could be replaced, right? That could have just been swapped in. I mean, the screen doesn't show signs of being removed, but, like, it could have been swapped in. So the next thing to check is the battery. It has had 48 total charge cycles. It is at 100% battery health. Its full charge capacity is above the design capacity. This thing has never been touched. It has been so lightly used. It is insane. This thing, from what I can gather, it was bought, used for 2 months, maybe 3, and then left in a drawer. Probably smashed, probably because the touch went. They just left it in a drawer. And because it's a PC, it's not an iPad. Like, it's not, a fucking iPad 2 with a busted screen or anything. It's actually useful. Like, as much as I have it running Windows 8.1 now, it'll run the latest version of Windows 10. It can run, here's a modern browser on it. Like, there you go, here's it loading my own website. Which looks gorgeous on this machine, by the way. I'm really happy with this. Someone threw this out, effectively. Someone tried to get rid of it. Yeah, the touch didn't work, and they thought it was borked, so they left it in a drawer, and then 10 years down the line, it's now mine. For 10 quid, with 10 quid shipping from Lithuania by FedEx. It doesn't even feel slow, like, it's snappy. I mean, some of that's definitely Windows 8 just being fast, right? Because, like, this is using probably less than 2 gigs of RAM and idle. Yeah, less than 2 gigs of RAM and idle. That's just Windows 8 for you, that's just what it does. But, like, I'm blown away. So, obviously, right, this isn't very convenient, though, because without any input method outside of USB, and only one USB, there's only one USB on the entire thing. That's a Surface Classic for you. It's not very useful. So, obviously, I go looking for replacement parts. Now, new displays are like 150 quid, which I'm not spending on something I got for a tenner from Lithuania. I'm sorry. I love this thing, but I'm not getting that. But I found a type cover, an official Microsoft type cover from CEX for 30 quid. All in, this will have been, with shipping, all in 53 quid. For a Surface Pro with a pretty snappy CPU, totally usable. This laptop with a better screen, better speakers, better specifications and performance than anything you can buy new. I mean, it's a grail device, a holy grail device for me generally. I've always wanted one of these, and it is such a lovely device. Like, in every sense of the word, it's sturdy, it's well built. I could probably drop this off a building and it'd be fine. The screen would be only slightly more fucked than it currently is. How loose is the hinge? As far as I can tell, this is factory. Like it's there's a tiny bit of play in it, but like as far as I can tell, this is factory. Do be careful if you are shopping for them though. I was lucky this didn't have a BIOS password. If it did, I'd be bollocksed. But it doesn't, so I could just wipe it and fresh install Windows, which I did. Oh, and the other thing that's annoying to get hold of is power adapters. I already have one because my laptop's also a Surface, so, you know, I had that easy, you might not. So if you want... Oh, hi, you can see me in it. If you want a cheap Surface, maybe buy one from Lithuania. It might work. Mine did.